Gaming creates friendships across the world, sometimes without ever having met in person. Game at First Sight have brought together some of these friendships for the very first time, including Liam, who has flown all the way from Australia to meet his friend Jules for the first time after 12 years of friendship.
Even though we've met today for the first time, it's still like, I've always felt like he is, you know, like I love him like a brother.
Oh my God, there he is!
Personally, he means an absolute ton to me, the world, and it's just been amazing to have that support from somebody who I haven't actually been able to, until today, share a room with. It's just crazy to think that you're here and I'm able to actually say thank you for all the support that you've given me.
My eyes are getting a bit moist.
I can't believe this, like, over 10 years.
This is strange. This is surreal, right?
Yeah.
There's a trepidation going into it because you're like, oh, it's somebody from the internet. I don't know if this person's going to like me or if it's going to be weird. But it just was an amazing thing. We hit it off instantly with our love of retro games, with our love of just creating content, of like different styles and skills of writing and editing, because we're both like learning together at the time. And then you introduced me to a load of cool people as well, some of whom have gone on to do like amazing things in the YouTube sphere on their own. And then we just remained firm, fast friends ever since, really, didn't we?
In 2017, 2018 and 2020, I lost both my brothers and father to suicide. And every time I found out, I was able to sit down at my computer, look, and then Jules was online, and I was able to just say, hey, you free for a chat? And he was like, yep. And we just sat there and we talked. And Jules was able to like, just be there for me. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, everything will be better. You'll get through this. It was just, he was able to sit there and just be with me and sort of share that space with me. We were able to play games, and he helped me feel like that life can continue, that we can just, you know, this is still normal. We can still, like, do everything we want to do, you know what I mean?
I can't speak for your grieving process, but I know what I felt from my side, that when we were in that space playing whatever game, it didn't matter what it was or what we were doing, it allowed us that focal point where the brain went into a relaxed mode where we were able to just talk openly and honestly. It just cut through all of the other stuff. You were able to ask direct questions, get direct answers, and then if there was silence, it was never awkward because you were focusing on something else. You were allowing your brain to process what had just been said. And I remember it was difficult. Like, it was so difficult. I can't even imagine how difficult it must have been. But I was just happy that we got to share that time together, because it definitely forged like a bond of friendship that is like unbreakable nowadays.
Beitka and Jacob met in 2020 during lockdown, whilst both isolated and struggling with loneliness. Beitka has travelled all the way from Prague to meet her friend of 4 years. If they weren't meeting at this event, the first time they'd be meeting in person would be at Jacob's wedding next year.
Like, that's insane. It still feels unreal until he's next to me and I can touch him. I will not believe that he's behind that door right now. He will be a 3D person, you know. I only know him from 2D, so it will be really special, yeah. It was really fundamental for me to have this sort of friendship during lockdown, because at the beginning it was okay. It was just for me, a way to spend my time gaming online, but as the lockdown progressed, it got a little more mentally intense, so it was really amazing to have some sort of support online. I feel like it really removes some sort of judgment. It removes some sort of boundary that you might have with your IRL friends, so it was really amazing, yeah.
Beitka was quite crucial in being an online friend when I couldn't have in-person friends. Definitely, I'd say in London, there's like a shift moving away from nightlife because of sort of the closing of nightlife venues and spaces for those communities to develop. So I do think I find myself a bit lonely quite a lot. I do find myself oftentimes reaching out to you and Greg and Jaden asking, is anybody online? Is anybody down for a game? And yeah, I think having the online space is really important, because without it, I think I would lose my mind a little bit. In the morning, we're gonna go to my favorite bakery, which is Pandera in Kentish Town in Camden, which is like a Filipino bakery. I used to live in Kentish Town when I first moved to London, and I really want you to like, they make such good like breads, and they have a sister company called Mama San that does ice creams, which we'll go to. Yeah, and they do like bilog, which are like ice cream sandwiches, and halo halo. We're gonna go see Buckingham Palace. We're gonna do the touristy things a little bit because you've never been. Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, Covent Garden, and then we're gonna go and tour where I live up in Highgate and see like Highgate Cemetery, which is gonna see Karl Marx's grave. My partner is gonna make this evening her first English roast, and no one makes a better roast than Alex, so.
So my plan for Liam is to give him the best of London through the lens of gaming and his direct request of old stuff. So I'm going to take him to the Natural History Museum. I'm going to take him to Lost Souls Pizza, which is in Camden. I'm going to take him around Camden Market as well to experience all the amazing stuff there, all the food and the vibrancy there. Hopefully we'll see some punks as well. That like genuine punks in amazing stuff.
Oh,
yep.
like from the telly.
Yeah. And then the best part is that we're going to go to NQ64 to do video gaming and drinking together, both responsibly. And then the next...
Irresponsibly.
We're even going to go to Drafts at Waterloo, which happens to be right next door to where this is being filmed, for a board game evening as well tomorrow, which is going to be great.